Hey YouTube, this is me, Vims, here with another tutorial in regards to Photoshop. What we're going to try to do to achieve this effect is work with this image. We've already got it uploaded. So one of the first things that we're going to do is in our layers menu to the right hand side is we are going to make a copy out of this background, and then we're going to make a copy of that copy, and I'll show you what we're going to use that for later. Now with the top copy selected, we are going to click on the bottom most tool. It's known as the quick mask mode tool, which you can click Q on your keyboard as well, and you can get to this tool. But we're going to click on this tool here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then select my brush from my tools menu here on the left hand side. I'm going to right click and get my diameter a little bit bigger, and my feather mode or my hardness is set to 0. Alright, that looks good. And then with that selected, I'm just gonna go around this image and make sure that I got this image fully selected. That'll get it going. You can probably hear the rain in the background. It's raining today, so what better thing to do than stay inside and try to get one of these tutorials going, huh? So we're gonna work around our image. As we get closer to our image edges, I'm gonna bring it down somewhat, and then I'm gonna use that to get these edges just about where I want them to be. Alright. Now this tutorial assumes that you're familiar with some of these presets or some of these options already in Photoshop. I am a beginner myself. Only reason I know how to do some of this, and this isn't necessarily the right way or the best way to do this. This is at this point how I know how to do this. So get this going. Almost done. Just got a little bit of the right and the top to do. I'm gonna do this top part, and some of it might get into the actual image and not the sticker that I'm gonna be trying to cut out here. So you can go back and correct that later with the eraser tool, and we might have to do some of that if this spills over into the image. Alright, so we're almost done. See, and there you go. I kind of went over the image, and so I'll leave that as it is, and I will correct that later. Alright, that looks about good. Now what we can do to check this to make sure that we got everything is we can click again on the mask tool and see if it grabbed everything. Looks like it did. I'm gonna click it again. It'll go back to the selection that I had, and I noticed just a little bit of this corner I did not grab. So there we go. Now what this is doing is actually selecting everything outside the image. So we're gonna go to select inverse. Now just our image is selected. With that, we're gonna right click on our image. I tend to use the second tool here. This is our marquee selection tool. Then right click, and I'm gonna layer via copy. The reason I'm gonna do that is because I don't want to cut it out of the image. I just want it away from the image. Okay, now that we've got that, I'm gonna select my background copy tool here, and I am going to leave that as is. And then I'm going to select my background copy, and that one I am going to select it, and I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and I'm going to do a black and white adjustment. Click OK. Now if we deselect this second one, you can see that this image is still in color and the rest of the image is black and white. Now I had done this previously, I didn't like it. I still wanted some of the color in the Chuck E. Cheese crown that this person got for his second birthday. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click back on this background copy to. I'm going to click this eye, and this eye kind of makes it where you can see it or not see it. So now that I got it, I'm going to click on it. So that's the layer that I'm going to be working on. And what I'm going to do with this layer is I'm going to go into my options here, get my job done, and I'm going to overlay that layer and see how it's gotten us a effect where it's obviously overlaid on the black and white, and we have this high contrast blacks and colors. Now with this still selected, I'm going to click on my opacity because I want to get it to just the point that it's black and white, but you can see some of the color in the shirt and some of the color in the crown that he has. So I'm going to bring my opacity down and bring it down, bring it down, bring it down a little bit more. And that's going all the way. Alright, so I'm going to bring it down to about 25%. That's good. And I like how that's looking right now, where this is still bright. It brings attention to it, but the rest of it is not completely black and white. And there you go. There is a tutorial on how to extract color from an image and put it in black and white, and also how to overlay an image to get a different contrasted effect. And you can still see how that sticks out. Okay. Now one of the things that we can do is we can still click on this layer 1, just create a drop shadow, get it so it even stands out a little bit more. The spread might be too big at that point, but we can bring down the opacity somewhat. And there you have it. Feel free to subscribe. Definitely tune back for more tutorials. You are watching me, Vims, on YouTube. Thank you very much.